subdivision application preliminary review from Mr. Robert Kessler for proposed 9 lots at the end of Glendale Avenue, which is in Whitesboro, New York, the town from Hartford, known as Trailside.
Joe, do you want to take us through this one?
Yeah, it's pretty much as the story described. It's a 9-lot subdivision. Mr. Kessler has made some adjustments in his corner lot. We had some issues regarding a possible front setback problem. Made that lot larger. I spoke with Rick Sherman, and Rick is also satisfied with the proposed paving width of 20 feet versus 24. Instead of making the paving wider in this new subdivision, Rick is satisfied if it just meets up with the pavement as it is in the older subdivision, as long as we're still given the 60-foot right of way. Other than that,
Joe, was there something about the radial trail? This abuts.
this does abut the radial trail.
Well, they addressed that. There's an access to it.
Right, that's in there.
Yes. They moved it from where it was to, I think there was a swale or something, Joe, that they put it over. Not a swale, but part of the
Drainage.
Yeah.
Right. It's over the drainage.
Yeah, it's over. And I would just advise the board that Rick White, Chuck White, review the plans, and from an engineering perspective, he gives it his clearance, at least at this stage.
He has no comments?
No, he does not.
No written recommendations or anything?
No.
No. So he's happy with the whole thing?
Yes. And he was happy with what they did with the access to the rail trail.
Yeah, could someone point that out on the map where that is? I think I know where it is, but
You guys want, I got
He's got it.
yeah. Maybe you can walk us through it.
Sure.
Don't go so far away.
Don't go so far away.
Yeah, bring it right to the table so we can see it.
All right.
We love the people in the back, but they don't have to see it. They don't vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're upside down.
Well, this is Bartlett here.
Yeah.
And there's the
Glendale, so
house.
it's actually coming in.
Well, I was just out there this afternoon.
Yeah, that's it right there, Joe.
Yeah, right there. That's what I thought. Okay, all right, excellent. Yeah.
Right now, it's right here, we're gonna move over.
Okay, all right.
So how close are you to the wetlands that were around and behind there?
These
Because
wetlands
I
down
saw
here,
a lot of cattails.
yeah, they've been delineated. These are federal wetlands down here that, you know, this blue area shows the wetlands, and those have been delineated. And he's working on the wetlands that are over in this
The
area.
one that's the actual wetland that's down here, the way down over here, is part of this drainage ditch that comes from the upper river.
Oh,
So-
yeah, I'm very well aware where this particular plot is.
Okay.
But it seemed to me from Middle Settlement Road,
Okay.
right along the Ray Hill Trail, as you're looking at the Ray Hill Trail to the right of it,
Okay.
there's a fair amount of wetlands in there.
Yeah, that's this area here. Here's the trail
That's
here.
that whole land.
Yeah, this area here is what the actual estate bought, which was considered an actual real wetland area, and then this kind of comes up and then runs along here, which is just really drainage.
Oh, yeah, I saw the drainage pipe.
Yeah, so the cattails are gonna grow because there's always water coming from the upper development.
Yeah,
So, this is showing that it's not encroaching into the.
Which
okay,
through seeker, that's gonna be reviewed.
yeah, very definitely.
I have a lot of documentation that came back from Seeker and
Yeah.
the other, and there's no issues with any other, no
Okay,
archaeological or anything.
you're extending Glendale essentially.
Well, yeah, exactly. We're just saying Glendale, which was originally, I believe, proposed in a survey that I got from the original owner.
Mhm.
Why they didn't just finish it, beyond anybody's, but that's kind of what we're doing now.
Yes, Trump?
Can you show us where the power lines are existing now? I thought I saw some.
There's power
Some
lines.
towers.
Yeah, there's power lines that exist that run right along that way, that are outside of the property.
Oh, they are outside the property? Okay, all right, thanks.
There's more on Bosse's.
I guess.
Well, Bosse's runs parallel to this.
Yeah, Bosse's is on this side.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Did anybody physically pull the FEMA flood maps and take a look at the maps? Years ago, there was an issue with the Whisper Road being
With what road?
Whitford, may or may not extend or show into the, Hartford mapping, but somebody should check with
Yeah,
Whitestown,
my boundary limits are in Hartford.
or found the municipality, but there could be.
Whitestown has been notified of the subdivision.
What I'm saying is there could be an
They don't
error
have
between the
to
two sets of
know.
maps, which, if it makes it through our approval process, there'd be an issue with selling the property if those maps aren't correct between us and on the other side.
You're talking about in this area up here?
Woodford, yeah, Woodford Road
Yeah.
and down, there was a map, and I'm not sure if it still exists, a 100-year floodplain, and there was a discontinuity between, Whitestown and Hartford.
Meaning there's a floodplain in New Hartford that's not shown?
Or there's one shown in Whitestown that doesn't exist.
Oh.
Somebody has to physically take a look at that. Somebody should physically take a look at the two maps, because you have two municipalities, and our boundaries, our flood map boundaries stop at our municipal boundaries. Whitestown's boundaries stop at Whitestown's boundaries. and nobody
That's
puts-
this boundary here.
Right,
probably.
right.
Correct.
So you show everything that's in this area and they're shown here?
Right, and there should be some type of, because you're in two municipalities, somebody should do an overlay of the maps and do a check.
Well, I don't think we're into municipality, we're totally in this border here, which is the border of the property, so we're all in New Hartford.
What I'm suggesting to you.
Just check it to see if they have something that might be
Make sure that
conflicting.
there's not an error between the maps from New Hartford to White's.
Okay. You do that?
That's a
Awful
suggestion.
wet.
Well, it's awful wet up in there, and in the past there was, I believe in that area, there was an issue with that area being part of the map floodplain.
Anything else for this? Joe?
Joe, you indicated that the superintendent of highways was amenable to having the road length 20 feet.
The road width, yeah.
Road width.
Paved-
To
paved-
conform with
paved
existing,
area.
yeah.
Yes.
Would the,
Yeah,
This township.
I understand, but I'm just a little baffled why we wouldn't wanna use the current standard and go back to a standard that we employed back in the 1960s.
I don't know. Maybe just for it to conform to.
Well, you know, we have bigger equipment on those roads today, bigger plows, bigger fire trucks, bigger.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's a hazard, if it's, you're on a wider road and all of a sudden the pavement narrows in Whitestown.
Right here and then right
If
here.
you're driving
That
over-
might be concerned.
I would think he wants consistency in the width.
Well, I
But the end of
I'm
Glendale
having
is the
trouble.
same problem,
knowing why you
because
wanna
that
have a
goes
lesser
right
standard
under
in
like
this
a
day and age.
driveway.
continuity problem.
Yeah. Should be a big deal to,
Well, you can't make Whitestown, you can't make them repave Bartlett, the upper part, to create a consistent width. My only concern is if you create this entity, make them put the wider pavement, somebody's driving along and they get where it narrows and they don't realize it and they go off the road.
2 feet on either side?
Yeah,
You're gonna drive off 2 feet on either side?
sure.
2 feet.
Right, if you get a tire, well, I'm
No,
not
I'm talking about
saying
paved
that.
road, I'm talking about paved road.
I'm just telling you that that's the logic behind it, because if you create it and you're creating where it's gonna cut in terms of the paved area, you may be creating a liability situation.
Well, that was,
Then
But I
what
don't know,
is-
I'm sure Rick
then
can
what are
speak.
you doing when you go from Glendale Ave over to this development? Because it's the same deal. It's just gonna be a half a U.
Rick, I'm sure, can well speak for himself, so when we get further on in the process, maybe we can ask Rick
Yeah.
for
I think
why.
it's something we
I would be
should
more,
address.
amenable to your argument, Herb, if it wasn't on a residential subdivision,
Mhm.
and we're talking about 9 homes. We're not talking about thoroughfare here.
No.
Maybe something.
Well,
Trying to
I
keep
can
the
just
flow of
advise-
traffic, keeping people from.
Well, I just, you know.
Well, some of us cut through there anyway, and the other part to get over to Hartford Street. I don't know.
I would just say that Rick was at a preliminary meeting on this, and that was his input.
Well, I'm just saying, as a member, I'm not comfortable
Yeah, I
with that.
understand.
I don't know how others feel, but in this day and age.
Joe, can you mention that to him?
Oh, he's well aware of it, he let me know.
No, that it was raised, isn't it?
Sure.
There's probably gonna be something in there that talks about transitioning too, right? So we're gonna have, that might end up being an issue, because
If
you
they
can't
want
just,
to go
can't
out
just
and
go
come
back,
back down
you
again.
can't just flare, so.
Well, I'm sure we can address it.
You know.
I'm sure it could be worked out.
We want to make sure everybody's happy. We're not looking to.
We're good at making everyone happy.
Yeah, that's,
Believe me.
there's nothing wrong with that, so.
Anything else? This is ready for, meets all the requirements for preliminary approval, Joe? Of course, that preliminary approval will address the plans as they are.
And the plans that they are 24 or 20?
20.
They are 20 now? Okay.
Is anyone inclined to make a motion granting preliminary approval?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second? Is there any further discussion regarding preliminary approval?
Just one question, is there anything when all the secret comes back, is there anything out there? Because I know we got something on the bats, but is there anything else out there
No,
that you want
not,
to bring to
not
our
according
attention
to all
now?
the
Anything
documentation that I got back.
that you're
It's-
aware of? And you just mentioned that this was previously on some survey before you purchased the property.
The survey map that I received from the owners originally, this was actually shown on that, and I might still have a copy, so I can get it over to Joe, and you can see this is something that was made back in the sixties or something.
Okay, and they just chose not to do it, it wasn't.
It shows the road in place, but they're
Okay.
showing the house is actually drawn in.
Okay, I'm just curious.
So that was a curiosity why they didn't actually go through.
Was it paper road? Was it paper road?
It was on the actual, yeah, I guess that's what, yeah.
Any other questions or concerns?
Where does it show on these plans a 20-foot road? I see the 60-foot right away.
It's in the very back, the details will show the typical section of the road. Yep. No, it's probably the next one page.
Back, last page, Jim.
Yeah, it's just,
Well, I have no trouble with that. I'm very disappointed the highway superintendent isn't here to speak to this. I mean, he's made a concession here that's contrary to the town standard, and he ought to be here to defend that. So I'm not prepared to vote for preliminary approval at this point in time. I have no other objections with the plan as it is, but this is a last-minute surprise.
Is there any reason it can't go out for preliminary and seeker?
Well, first of all, there's a motion on the table, so I think I will call them, unless there are further questions or comments, I'm gonna call the motion. All those in favor? Aye. One, two, three, four. All those opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Two opposed.
I'd like to have further information on that before
Well, it's past preliminary approval. Is there a motion regarding the town planning board being deemed lead agency under secret? Second? All those in favor on the secret motion?
Alright.
All those opposed? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
I'm sorry.
Any maps out of law?
Will we be set up for public hearings on this?
When we get secret back and we see what we're dealing with, then yes, we'll set a public hearing.
Did you get my message?
Yes.
I got it all written down.
You can give it to me, and I'll start tomorrow.
What do you got going?
That's right.
You better get that, because you'll never be able to eat that.
And the other thing that,
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to do is what they say about so that's basic.
Just try to get some information on what he's talking about.
More information.
That's a wrap.
It's not a big deal, but
Anything else, I'll start working on that right away. I can't do anything with the road.
that's not, yeah, but it is, and we're just not following directly in.
I will go to Whitesboro and find out from them.
We'll let them know.
There's land around it that goes.
I'll leave that. You can let them know about application.
Most of the year.
Give us the stuff. I really think you just say, He should bring his lawyer in, bring his next because if he's wrong, then that's showing him the lesson. Looking at that, it's
He's got a common wall.
If you have a
Well, but what he's saying,
Yeah, he's saying the private line, the common wall.
Right here. I'm not
was the house designated, the man was showing the lot.
And
Right? Even if the laws were that,